All right, so I think we're live. Hello there, Dan Edwards here with Keller Williams Realty and the Eastside Real Estate team. This is our new studio. We've kind of gone through a slow change over time with the advent of the COVID virus, where now we're online instead of on the radio. I've got a cool new mic. I've got a cool new background. I've got a dedicated computer. I'm going to make sure I actually turn off my ringer so that nothing happens there. All right, so welcome to the Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast. We wanted to be more descriptive in our in the language that we used for the podcast. So we are now the Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast. I know it sounds really weird, but good afternoon. Welcome. It's Wednesday, November 4th. 2020. I'm glad you joined us today. If you're looking to listen to past episodes, you can listen on our podcast at Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Additionally, we have videos of each broadcast available on our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com or on YouTube channel. You can simply search the Eastside Real Estate Team, or you can search the Seattle Real Estate Podcast and you'll probably find them. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. We've got a pretty good show today. We've got some great stuff in store. We're going to first sit down with one of our new broker partners, Azadeh Eslamy, to learn more about her and discuss what the impact. We're going to learn a lot more about her and why real estate is so important to her, why she got in the business, and how she can best serve you. We're also going to be discussing the election. Now, don't worry, I don't have any commentary on the election whatsoever, unless it has to do with real estate and its impact. So we will have a good discussion. We'll kind of talk about what the professionals are saying, myself included. And then we've got a special announcement at the end of our podcast. We'll be sharing the winner of our Eastside Pumpkin Carving Contest. So make sure you stick around to the end so you can see who the lucky winner is. All right, so let's dive right in and get to know more about our newest broker partner, Azadeh Eslamy. So Azadeh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Dan. I'm happy to be here.
So Azadeh joined the team about 3 weeks ago. Is that right?
3 weeks, yes.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally born and raised in California. And after university, I went on vacation, a very long one. It lasted about 15 years. Oh. And I just came back home. It's been 3 months now that I've been back in the US. And within that 15 years, I worked in so many different fields. I was doing real estate in Dubai, and then I moved to Beirut, Lebanon, where I was working in the fashion industry and the nonprofit sector. And well, due to things out of our control, we were kind of forced to leave and come back home. So now I'm here, and I have the pleasure of working with you on your team, and excited to see where that's going to take us.
Awesome. Well, talk to us about your career in real estate. You spent some time in Dubai. Tell us what that was like.
It was a very interesting time, I must say. I think it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for any one of us that was out there during that period. It was the time when Dubai was just booming, just got itself on the map, really didn't have any landmarks built yet. They were all just ideas. And it was culturally very different than American real estate. But all I can say, it was like money was flying in the air, and it was just a matter of sticking your hand out there and grabbing it, really. Lots of investors from all over the world coming in with bags of cash and just throwing it on the desk saying, this is my down payment for this property that I want.
So what type of properties were you selling?
I specialized in commercial real estate. Did a lot of commercial and industrial. So I did a lot of office spaces, towers, hotels, plots of lands. I also did labor camps for the workers that were out there for the construction sites.
So what about the experience in fashion? Tell me about that.
Very exciting. It was lots of trips all over the world. I was the vice president of a fashion company. I started off as a assistant designer to a very well-known red carpet designer by the name of Zuhair Murad, dresses a lot of A-list celebrities. And then I linked up with someone who was starting his own brand, who asked me to team up with him and help launch his brand. And so over the course of about 6-7 years, we grew his company to become a multi-million-dollar firm that's now competing with Zuhair Murad. So he's a pretty well-known fashion house now. And it was lots of fun. Got to know a lot of people. In the end of the day, it is sales. So, lots of networking, contacts, traveling, going to Paris, Singapore, all over. It was lots of fun. Great experience.
And then from our conversations, it turns out you also founded a nonprofit. Is that right?
I did.
What was that about?
I was actually at the height of my career in the fashion industry, so it was a very ego boosting job and I loved it. But then I gave birth to my twins. And after becoming a mother, I was just one day looking at my children thinking, how can they be successful if the children around them are suffering?
Hmm.
And so I asked myself, where do children go after school? In Beirut, because the after school programs is not part of the culture in Lebanon. It's very much part of the American culture, which I myself personally grew up in. So I started an organization called Busy Kids, a nonprofit dedicated to the underprivileged children of I guess you would say, the inner city of Beirut.
Hmm.
And every day after school, we had 50 children that would come to us. We would feed them. I had a cook who would prepare a fresh hot lunch every day. We would help them with their homework and teach them to become academically independent and not have to rely on tutors or any third party to get them to achieve academic success. And it's been 6 years, and I'm not physically there, but the organization is still running.
Wow, that's awesome. So real estate, fashion, nonprofit, how did you work your way back to real estate except for the fact that you were coming this way? You could do a lot of things. You got a lot of skills. What brought you back to real estate?
That's a good question. I think after experiencing so much, I realized that there is one thing that I'm really good at, and that's talking, getting to know people, and giving them what they want. And real estate has always been something very exciting for me. And I think the Seattle market, I didn't come out here for real estate, but knowing that I was coming out here and doing the research, the Seattle market, a lot of people are expecting that markets are going down, and they're actually not. And I feel like in Seattle, we're nowhere near slowing down. And I just wanted to hurry up and, dive into the world of real estate here, learn as much as I can so I can start working and selling and, making things happen.
Now, in addition to all those skills and attributes and experiences, you speak several languages, right?
No, I speak two. I speak
Okay.
English and Farsi, but
Is
because
that
I live
several? Doesn't that count as, or is that
a couple. I
a
speak a
couple?
couple. I do speak English. I do speak Farsi. And then after living in the Middle East for so long, I actually happen to understand Arabic, and I'm able to speak enough words to make someone who understands me laugh, I guess.
Okay. Awesome. So now, because of your experience of recently moving here, what advice do you have for people that are thinking about buying a house now?
A lot of advice, but now with the 3 weeks that I've been on the team and the number of people I've been talking to, I realize that a lot of people don't know how to buy a home. For first time buyers, the thought they want a home and they can't even fathom the idea of how to obtain. It's just like it's a dream that they don't know how to achieve. And I think people who are thinking about buying a home they shouldn't wait. They shouldn't waste their money on rent right now, especially with interest rates being so low. And I think they should definitely reach out, pick up the phone, send an email, send a text message. I mean, we're always available. Personally, I'm always available to anyone who has questions so that we can help guide them on the right path. There should be no reason why anyone doesn't own a home right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Azadeh. Here's the thing is, for those that are watching this, or whether you're watching it now or in the future, if Azadeh sends this to you as a presentation, I just want to say that, with Azadeh's unique background and experience, I can tell you that her commitment to your success is what's priority. Otherwise, we wouldn't have somebody like that on our team. And you'll enjoy getting to know her, and she will be a great advocate for you, whether you're buying or selling or investing in real estate. So thank you for joining us today, Azadeh.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
All right. So after this short break, we're going to be discussing the topic that's on everyone's mind. What will I be wearing tomorrow? Just kidding. No, the election. How will the election results impact the real estate market? So you won't want to miss it. We'll also be sharing the winner of our pumpkin carving contest right after this short commercial break.
Do you get frustrated by how hard life can be sometimes? Well, it doesn't have to be. There's a way to spend your days moving forward instead of digging out from under, especially if you remember to bring your intuition to work. Otherwise, it's like leaving half your brain in the car. Mary Gleason, Executive Intuition Coach, wants to help you tap into your intuition more deeply and more often to help guide you to decisions that are more fully considered and for your greatest good. Learn more by visiting marygleason.life or mary@marygleason.life. That's marygleason.life or mary@marygleason.life.
Welcome back. You are watching Seattle's Eastside Real Estate Podcast with Dan Edwards and the Eastside of the Eastside Real Estate team. I'm going to be discussing now the election and how those results could impact the market, not only on the Eastside, but around the nation. All right, cool. So let's start with a part that kind of got jumbled up. So hold on, I got to see my words here. So we know the decision is going to have a major impact on many aspects of our country. But real estate experts, they really believe that the residential real estate market is not one of them. So I know that's kind of an interesting thought, right? But let me share with you the major points. Is first off, demand is strong among millennials, which are the number one largest generation that are being reached. And that's according to a Wall Street Journal study. So millennials have long been viewed and as the kind of the holy grail, that's not the right word for it, perennial renters, right? Who are very reluctant or quite frankly, priced out of the market, unable to buy. So they're now emerging. And number two, this is basically why they're emerging. Number two is mortgage rates are historically low. So all-time interest rates are driving demand across generations. Strong demand created by a rate drop has countered the economic disruptions. So the first thing you have is a emerging market that has traditionally been renters. The second is historically low interest rates. And then the third is, well, prices continue to appreciate. And I think here's the good news, the silver lining in the COVID playbook. Maybe that's the bad way to put it, but the silver lining is over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a tremendous amount of savings created in individuals' homes. So as you're seeing kind of a movement across the country for folks to move, whether it be from a condo to a single family home, from Seattle to Idaho, or if they're moving across the country for work, the good news is, versus 2006, the crash of 2008, is you're seeing a level of savings that will allow them to sell the house and also have an additional extra savings set aside. So prices are appreciating, and that lack of supply is going to persist. So let's see what else. Well, okay, this is a good point. History says so. Though it's true, markets slow slightly in November when it's a presidential election year. If I had a dime for everybody that said we're going to wait to see you until after the election, here's the reality is the explanation is why. And this is according to the Home Building Industry Report by BTIG. And here's the quote, "This may indicate that a potential home buyers may become more cautious in the face of a national election uncertainty. This caution, though, is temporary and ultimately results in just deferred sales, as the economy's jobs, interest rates, and consumer confidence have all far more meaningful roles in the home buying decision. Presidential election results in the months that follow." So basically what they're saying there is folks get back to work. And I think whether your guy or their guy won, we all still have to provide for our families. We all still have to, go to work, provide for our families, and give to charity, all the kinds of things we do. So essentially, the slowdown is going to be concentrated in the month of November. So kind of as we weed these things out, and I just want to encourage everybody out there, if you are considering, putting things on hold, you may find as a buyer that there are a lot more serious sellers that are currently on the market. So if you're thinking, well, let's just wait until January when everybody else is thinking, well, let's wait till January, you may want to kind of check it out. So here's the bottom line. There's no doubt this is obviously one of the most contentious presidential elections in our nation's history, and the outcome will have a major impact on sectors of the economy. However, most recent trends suggest that the housing market has basically withstood every pandemic related challenge to this point, and it will continue to be strong because of, number one, high demand, right? The millennials entering the market. Number two, low interest rates. Number three, a high level of supply. And the fact is that there are people that just have to make their move. All right. So I hope you found that insightful. And if you do have questions, real estate related questions, you can reach out to our team on our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of the above. And now the moment you're all waiting for. Now, Lauren, who's my trusty partner in crime, did you have an image for me to share that that I can click on? You can type in the chat if you want, just to inform me where, or maybe put the link in the chat and I can share that. So
Okay.
we're gonna share. Now we've got $100 gift card, and that gift card goes to, drum roll. Do I have any sound effects? I need to add that to my studio. Melissa Rogers Edwards Shekel is the winner. We loved your creative Cookie Monster pumpkin. Way to go. And I think okay, so how do I share this? I guess I share, I'm going to share my screen right now. And here is the winner. That's pretty creative. Everybody does something scary. Everybody, there were a lot of great entries. It was hard to decide, but I think coloring an entire orange pumpkin to be the Cookie Monster. And I'm just curious how long those cookies lasted on the counter there. Way to go, Melissa. Way to go. And let us know how to get you your gift card. All right. Oh, see, I saw the link now. Well, listen, thank you all for joining us today. As you know, our team, the Eastside Real Estate team, is raising funds for a life-changing gift for a family, an individual family here on the East Side, and we need your help. So you can go to our website, the eastsiderealestateteam.com, go over to the About section. On the About section, you'll see our giving link, giving back link. And we have about 4 or 5 nominations, and we're going to be going through those next week, and then we'll have more details. So please do, if you can make 25, 10, 5, whatever you can do to help. We really want to be able to bless a family this holiday season. Please, if you also know a family in need that you can nominate, there's time. I think the closing of the nominations ends on the 15th of November. That concludes our show. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate and I hope you found this valuable. If you'd like to participate in this discussion, if you have a local business, if you've got a point of view that you think folks would like to hear when it comes to real estate on the East Side, I'd love to hear your point of view. Please send your questions to us at the eastsiderealestateteam.com. Thanks for watching. We're signing off now.